Hi everyone and welcome to this episode of the Divine Diva, where my guest diva for today is Pamela. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Suzanne. I'm very excited to be here.
Thank you so much. And I would love to for you to interview. I'm the interviewer here. To introduce you to you can introduce yourself to the people that are watching.
Absolutely. My name is Pamela Horner. I am the founder of the Awakened Aphrodite, and I have been helping women and people. I don't only work with women, but I mostly work with women step into their power and realize that really they are source, they are consciousness and form. My work has really evolved over the last decade. And over the last decade, I've helped people make millions of dollars, make crazy amounts of money, having their highest income months ever, and creating the most beautiful, passion-filled love that they ever could have imagined, all through accessing their own inner power. It's really beautiful,
Mhm.
beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, beautiful work. And I appreciate you for doing it as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you.
Thank you. And I would love to know, like, in your view, what qualities does a divine diva have?
I think that there's many things. I think the main thing, though, is understanding your power and our power as a woman, as a feminine being. And I think that there's so much misunderstanding around what it means to be feminine. I
Mhm.
think we see so much of the light, the fluffy, the airy. And what I really encourage women to own is there is also not only your softness, your ferocity,
Yeah.
your no, your ability to not entertain what doesn't serve you and only say yes to what pleases you and have the kind of invitation into your world, into your space that is both more open,
Mhm.
more accessible, and also of a higher caliber and higher standard. I
Mhm.
think that this is where the kind of life that you want exists. And within all of this, knowing that it has nothing to do with anyone or anything else outside of you. It has everything to do with you, who you are, who you've decided to be. And in this knowing that actually you yourself are source in your world, okay, in your
Mhm.
world, you are source. In your world, you are consciousness. In your world, you are God of your world. You are one with God, right? You can replace that with higher self, universe, consciousness.
Mhm.
It doesn't really matter because I know that everyone has different perspectives and spiritual beliefs and things like this. You're the power in your world. You really can have whatever you want. And the feminine is the imagination itself.
Mhm.
The feminine is what is the seed of desire.
Mhm.
It's actually the masculine energy that brings it into physical form.
Right.
And it's this really interesting thing that I think a lot of women forget. And when they remember, everything in their life really starts to change really, really, really quickly. Your desires, people want to bring into the world. When you're a powerful woman, which you all are, we all are, and you're really in tune with that power and you know how to wield it within yourself in a very specific way, what you'll find is that people move mountains for you.
Right.
What you'll find is you actually end up working a lot less and creating so much more impact because that certainty, that inner devotion, that inner to outer devotion translates in a way that truly invites other people to step into their highest selves as well, their own power. And
Right.
I think that as women, we're in this really interesting era where we don't have a ton of examples around what this looks like,
Hmm.
really. I don't think that we do. I think we're having more and more and more because of
Right.
amazing people like you um, getting this information out there.
Hmm.
And so I think feminine energy and understanding this power, what it is to be a divine diva, as you call it, is knowing that you're source in form and not subscribing to any other game other than what it actually is, which is this.
Hmm. And I love that you mentioned knowing your no, because I know the power of boundaries is essential in becoming your authentic self, right?
Yeah, completely.
Hmm.
I think so. Yeah, and
And
I think we see this a lot in dating, as I mean, not just dating in business.
hmm.
I find that in my business, I hear a lot of colleagues, they share things with me that I think, oh, wow, that never happens in my business. Not to say that, my business is perfect and
Hmm.
things don't happen, right? I just find that generally speaking, because I really own what I'm available for powerfully,
Right.
magically people show up in that space over and over. And even if they might not at first, very quickly, they realize, oh no, she's not available to this at all, right?
Hmm.
And I think
Yes.
a lot of women have been taught to people please, to fawn, to pander, and and in that, that's how you get what you want. And our society actually encourages women to not have strong boundaries. Our society encourages women to be punished when they have a no. I mean,
Hmm.
how many times as a woman, or if you're listening to this, think about it. How many times have you held a boundary and actively been punished for having it
Hmm. Or
in
that
ways that I
boundary
don't think men
disregard.
are,
Yeah.
or disregarded? Yeah.
Yeah. And I would love to know, like, what did your journey to the divine and your awakening, what did this look like for you?
I don't really know where to begin because I think it's been a lifelong journey. And I think the most significant piece, though, that I could talk about is in 2021, I had a health crisis. I was convinced that I was going to die. And I saw the doctors, I did all the natural health things, and really, mostly everyone was at a loss. No one
Right.
knew people knew what happened, but they didn't know what to do or what they
Right.
could do. And any medical professional that I spoke with basically said, well, it just is what it is. Like, this is just how your life is going to be.
You have to live with it.
You're just going to have to live with it. And for me, I mean, I was having multiple, what felt like mini heart attacks a day. I was blacking out. To say I was tired is an understatement. I couldn't digest food. I won't get into all of it. I won't get all into all of the gritty details, but effectively, my existence was being awake for about 20 minutes and being able to like lay on the couch and maybe go for a 5-minute walk if I
Right.
was lucky. And the whole time just feeling like I was going to hit the floor.
Yeah.
So I was in this place where I went from being an athlete to barely being able to function.
Mm. My gosh.
And I really questioned whether or not I wanted to be alive, to be honest. And I had this major inquiry around, did I even want to live anymore? And it was in this, what some might call dark night of the soul,
Right.
where I made this decision to truly live again. Instead of doing this back and forth thing with myself, I actually sat down with myself and I said, let's talk about this.
Right.
You know?
Mm.
Oh my gosh, even now it's hard to talk about.
Mm.
Um, I
I
had
know.
this
I
moment where,
can say I know how you feel, because I truly,
do
yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been through a health crisis myself, where I had
Oh,
blackouts, like epileptic type seizures, and I
wow.
was going through the same thing as you, because doctors had no idea what was going on. And I thought like life isn't really worth living like this. Like, it's crazy and no one knows what's happening. So I can truly relate. That's what I'm trying
Oh
to.
my God. Is that you're blowing my mind. I can't believe that. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that with me.
Oh, thank you. You're so welcome. And thank you for sharing as well. I know how hard it can be.
Oh my God. Yeah, wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I'm so proud of you for choosing life and
Mm,
choosing to move through that in a
mm,
way that has brought you to where you are right now. I think that's
mm.
incredible.
Thank you. And the same goes for you, of course.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you
why
so
we're here,
much.
right? Supporting each other, lifting each other up.
Yeah,
That's the essence of the work that we do.
it is.
Mm,
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, I think I didn't think I wanted to live.
hmm
And in that, I discovered that in the heart of hearts, I think I wanted to live more than anything.
Right. You just
And
didn't
not
live
just,
like that anymore.
yeah, I just didn't want to live like that.
hmm
And I wanted to believe that I really could create the life that I wanted.
hmm
And it was at that time that I met my spiritual mentor, and I went really deep into the world of manifestation in the work that I did with her. And I mean, she's still my mentor that I still do with her. And I think for me, it was more out of this space of desperation and this last ditch effort going, well, everyone else has turned me away.
Right.
I mean, if this isn't it, I don't know what else is. And I
Yeah.
kind of accidentally went all in because I had no other choice.
Right. Yeah.
And now, I mean, now we're recording this in 2025. I mean, I couldn't even, like I said, I couldn't even go for, I remember going for a walk, trying to go for a walk that was an hour long walk. I got home, I mean, this is months into my healing journey. I got home and I was absolutely, like, I couldn't get out of bed for 2 days. Okay. To
Right.
put it into perspective, this is a walk, like a very flat ground, like sea level.
Right.
This is in San Francisco level kind of walk, okay? I
Yeah.
just competed in a climbing competition over the weekend
Wow.
and absolutely killed it, absolutely killed it. People were like, "Wow, you're so strong." And I've only been climbing now for a year, and
Mhm.
I'm not at a super high level. The competition was adjusted because I've only been climbing now for a
Right.
year. I never would have imagined that I'd be as healthy as I am now. And a few months into the after the health crisis and into the work that I started doing, I had my first $100,000 month in business.
hmm
And this was from a space of me living laid out all day, living, laid out on the couch or living watching Netflix in bed because I couldn't do anything else, you
hmm
know?
Yeah.
And so what I discovered in all of this is that I think one of the hardest things to do is choose ourselves powerfully.
hmm
I think, and it's also one of the easiest things to do once you get to the other side.
Yeah. When you get to
And
despair, there's no other choice than to choose for yourself.
exactly.
hmm
It's like when you've seen so much, you can't unsee it. I know for me, even in working with clients and seeing insane health transformations with my clients, like inexplicable things happening and insane. I mean, one of my clients right now, she's a multimillionaire. I tell the story a lot because I've helped multiple people become multimillionaires. She had called me saying, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay you next month. And went from that
Right.
to now being a multimillionaire. Another one of my clients works a regular job and is now a millionaire and on his way to becoming a multimillionaire.
Mm. Yeah.
And every single client that I speak to who's had these insane changes, they all say the same thing. Wow, I finally get it. My world really does reflect me.
Hmm. Yeah,
It
it's like you
really
say,
is
the
my
power.
decision.
Yeah, the power of manifestation is like what you focus on grows, and what's on the inside reflects on the outside.
Yeah,
And I would love to
yeah.
know like the power of manifestation in combination with knowing your true desires. How important is that for women to uplift themselves and create the lives that they want?
Yeah, I think it's so important. I think a lot of women are afraid to own their desires. I think that's such, even women that I've met that are seemingly highly desirous
Mhm.
within themselves, they still struggle to really own. And I think in some ways, the spiritual community or, the tantric community or whatever lens you want to look at this through, the feminine energy community, one of the things I think it's done really well is inspiring women to own their desires even
Mhm.
more. On the other side of that, though, one of the things that I think it hasn't done well, and I mean, it's okay, we're always evolving, we're always growing, is it teaches women to stay in yearning.
Mhm.
It can teach women to stay in desire. And actually, you don't want to stay in desire and you do want to access it. It's this really interesting combination. And I think that this gets really misunderstood, especially in the spiritual world, right? You have the spiritual world that's going, you don't need desire, basically. Okay. You want to be desireless.
Mhm.
And then you have, let's call it the feminine energy world that's like, oh, come back to desire. Like, this is our fire. This is everything. And for women who have never touched desire, that is genuinely life changing, right?
Mhm.
You take a powerful feminine being who's never allowed themselves to desire, you inject them with desire, and their whole life explodes.
Mhm.
The problem, though, is that if you stay in desire, what you'll experience is money, bam, coming in and then going away. Love coming in, bam, and then going away. Yeah. I'm
Mhm.
sure so many people are listening to this going, oh, wait a minute.
Mhm.
What? Yeah, I've had that happen.
Right. So are you then like unconsciously blocking your own desire?
So I don't really, it's funny. I've been thinking about this a lot recently. I am still a hypnotherapist technically by
Mhm.
trade, and I love hypnosis. I think hypnosis is great. I am a master hypnotherapist. I've worked with the best hypnotherapists on the planet. I'm very blessed. And so I come from this background of unconscious, your unconscious blocks and subconscious reprogramming and all of these things, okay?
Mhm.
And while that is an experience you can have an experience of having unconscious blocks. You can have an experience of needing subconscious reprogramming. These are real experiences, okay? I know this is true. When we look at it, when we sort of chunk up and we look at it from a broader perspective or through a broader lens,
Mhm.
what we're actually seeing is these are all states of being.
Mhm.
And if you want to experience radical, rapid transformation, you want to look at energy and you want to look at energetics and you actually want to look at shifting your state of being. And when you do this, what you'll find is you don't have, subconscious blocks. Not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying this isn't a thing, okay? Um, so can you have subconscious blocks in a state of only being in desire or anything else? Yeah, of course. Really, though, if you look at a state of desire, desire is wanting.
Mhm.
Desire is actually not having.
Right.
And if you
Yeah.
feel the energy of desire, it's kind of like the car being started. That's how I think of
Mhm.
desire. desires. And if you've ever had a car like me, I had, I don't know what it is with cars. I feel like almost I do know what it is. I travel a lot, so my cars are not always being started. Even if I tell people to start my cars when I travel, they seem to forget. But whatever, this is my perception. So here it is. Um, Battery issues. If you've ever had a battery issue in a car, if you're like me and every car you've ever had has needed multiple new batteries, you know that without that initial, first of all, I'm about to go and visit family and start my car. I haven't driven my car for 7 months. I've been traveling. Okay. I can tell you right now, when I hear that, I'm doing the key motion, but actually it's push to start.
Oh,
I know when I push that button and I hear the
yeah.
everything in my body is just gonna
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Even though I know, my family has, I've asked my family to take it out and make sure I already know. I know that the car is going to start. I know logically it's going to start. It doesn't matter. When I get in that car and I hear it start, my whole body is going to relax. I'm going to sit there for a moment. I'm going to feel the gas pumping into the engine. And
Yeah.
I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to love it.
Hmm.
That's like desire. Think about the car starting, right? Think about the plane taking off and getting into the air. That is oof. Or think about that moment when your lover looks at you and they go, I want you.
Hmm.
I want you. Like, oof, yes.
Yeah.
And that's not what makes a relationship.
Hmm.
A plane can't just keep accelerating and accelerating and accelerating and accelerating.
Right.
If your car was constantly in that state and you weren't cruising, it would exhaust the car. It would actually exhaust the battery, I would imagine. I'm definitely not a car person, as I'm sure you can tell. Okay. And so oh, desire is so much, and we actually don't want to stay there. We want to shift from desire into having.
Hmm.
We want to shift from desire into having. We want to shift from desire into that security and actually this really peaceful relaxation
Hmm.
that we have. Because here's the interesting thing, anyone that I've worked with who has had a crazy income, especially income win or turn around in their relationship like an ex has come back. You know what it always happens?
Hmm.
It's never, literally never is it ever someone saying to me, Pamela, oh my God, you're never gonna believe this. I mean, sometimes it does when it might be like that when it's a client and out of nowhere it's our first month together and bam, they hit
Right.
like $20,000 or more, right? For sure. But generally speaking, they go, "Oh, I forgot to tell you something."
Right.
And I go, "What?"
You just
"Oh
happen
yeah,
to
my
forget.
I just happened to forget." "Oh yeah, my wife said she doesn't want to file for a divorce. I can't believe I didn't tell you that."
Wow.
"Oh yeah, you're not going to believe this. Yeah, so I have $1 million in my investment accounts." "When did this happen?" "Oh yeah, I'm not really sure." My client, the one that she was like, "I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay you." I had to remind her. I still sometimes I'm like, you're a multimillionaire, right?
Right. Yeah, but that's very.
And that is because what the reason why that is happening is because they've actually spent so much time
Mhm.
in the knowing that their wife or their husband or their partner when actually you're the love of my life. What am I doing?
Mhm.
I want to be with you.
Yeah.
They've already had that conversation. Not that this is necessary. This is a completely arbitrary number. I'm just giving you an example. 100 times, 1,000 times, I don't know. Okay.
Mhm.
Before it's actually happened, they've gotten the phone call saying, yep, the case has been won. They've gotten the phone call from the doctor saying, we made a mistake.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
found nothing. I can't tell you how many of those I've heard of.
Mhm.
Oh, we made a mistake, actually. We found nothing. We made a mistake. We found nothing. We made a mistake. We found nothing.
Mhm.
They've already had that phone call 100 times. Again, an arbitrary number. You don't need to do it 100 times. You can do it once, by the way. I want you to think about anything super traumatic that has happened in your life.
Mhm.
Did you have to sit there and imagine it 100 million times to have that happen?
Mhm. Nope.
Nope,
Nope.
right? And yet we think that we need to work hard for
Mhm.
the thing that we want. We think people that are in the world of manifestation. I saw a video the other day. Oh, just affirm 10,000 times, bro. Like, what?
Why? Whenever people say bro, I'm out.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
10,000 times. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm just giving you these examples. I don't mean you should have to do this. What I really mean is it doesn't matter how much you do something or you don't do something. It's whatever you've accepted. Most people have accepted horrible things and accept horrible things with so much more ease
Right.
than they accept what they really, really want.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I would.
And so we want to move from desire into the having is
It,
really what the point in that.
yeah. And I would love to know because my final question is already coming up. When do you
Yep.
feel most divine?
When do I feel most divine? Ooh, I would say now. I'm tempted to say always-ish. Always-ish.
Yeah.
And I think when I'm with myself,
Mm.
when I'm with my body, when I'm in moments of intimacy, when I'm in nature, when I feel really connected to really Mother Nature, and that includes my physical body. I feel it includes my physical body. That includes, eating a ripe mango, um, drinking really fresh water, things like this, when I'm really connected to, I would say Mother Nature,
Mhm. Into all your senses.
into all of my senses. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much for today, Pamela. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you.